ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੇਖ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਅੱਜ ਦਾ ਮੁੱਦਾ। ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੀ ਇੱਕ ਇੰਪੋਰਟੈਂਟ ਪੈਨਲ ਗੈਸਟ ਦਾ ਜੁੜਿਆ ਹੋਇਆ ਹੈ ਨਿਊ ਜਰਸੀ ਸਟੇਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਜਿੱਥੇ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਦੀ ਇੰਨੀ ਕਮੈਂਡਿੰਗ ਪ੍ਰੈਜ਼ੈਂਸ ਹੈਗੀ। ਉੱਥੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਹੋ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਇਹ ਵੇਖ ਕੇ ਕਿ ਸਿੱਖ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਪੋਲੀਟਿਕਲੀ ਇੰਗੇਜ ਅਤੇ ਐਕਟਿਵ ਰਹਿ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ। ਇਸ ਹੀ ਲਹਿਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜੋ ਅਗਲੇ ਗਵਰਨਰ ਸੀਟ ਲਈ ਕੈਂਡੀਡੇਟਸ ਖੜੇ ਹਨ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਸਿੱਖ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਵੀ ਖੜੀ ਹੈ। ਖਾਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਡੈਮੋਕ੍ਰੈਟਿਕ ਸੀਟ ਲਈ ਫਾਰਮਰ ਸਟੇਟ ਸੈਨੇਟਰ ਸਟੀਵ ਸਵੀਨੀ, ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਹੱਕ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਪੋਰਟ ਦੇ ਲਈ ਨਿਊ ਜਰਸੀ ਦੀ ਸਿੱਖ ਲੀਡਰਸ਼ਿਪ ਨੇ ਇੱਕ ਬਹੁਤ ਵੱਡੇ ਲੈਵਲ ਦਾ ਫੰਡਰੇਜ਼ਰ ਕੀਤਾ। ਸੋ ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਸੀ, we are extremely excited, extremely honored to have on our program this evening Senator Steve Sweeney as well as Harjinder Singh ji from the Sikh Coordination Committee East Coast. I'd like to welcome you both to the program. Sat Sri Akal. So good to have you once again. Former State Senator Steve Sweeney, Senate President, and you're currently running for the Democratic, you're running as a Democratic candidate for New Jersey governor. Mr. Sweeney, Harjinder Singh ji, as well as a cohort, his cohorts within the New Jersey Sikh leadership, just yesterday conducted this, really notable fundraiser for you. They all came together and put together a sizable donation towards your campaign. Mr. Sweeney, I have to ask, you have a long-standing relationship with the Sikh community in New Jersey. Can you tell us how you've come to be a friend to this community in particular?
It was actually interesting. I got a phone call from leaders in the Sikh community wanting to have a meeting. And I'll be honest with you, I really didn't know much about Sikhs. I honestly didn't know much at all about it and was a little bit nervous meeting with everyone. And when we had our meeting, they explained the religion. They explained the religion, which I find to be beautiful, because it's so accepting and caring and loving, and what the community does, how they feed people, how there's acceptance that goes back 550, 54, 55 years. They were touting acceptance, and I come from a world with disabilities. I have a daughter with disabilities. She has Down syndrome. And living in places where people really don't, they don't accept you as well, or there's barriers that are put up, you start to realize how people have to suffer because just the way they look, or if they look a little differently, or their customs different. So we actually hit it off very well, and quickly we became, I think, really good friends. And the things that were being asked for was just really recognition of the Sikh community. And we passed some legislation. Probably the most significant one was recognizing the genocide of 1984.
Yes.
And I was able to get that passed unanimously, which I was pretty proud of, because that's a statement. That's making a statement. And we actually would have Sikh Day in the Capitol, where legislators from all over the state would be there and come and meet the Sikh leaders from all over the state, really just to start establishing relationships so people know who this community is. Because, this community was, I was going to say, frowned on, punished. People were mistaking people, especially after 9/11, and it wasn't fair. So I think that we started the process, and doing things in New Jersey, I think, helped start this movement around the country in other states. Number one, to recognize this community, that they're good, hardworking entrepreneurs. I'm very proud to call them my friends, and they were extremely kind to me yesterday. I was taken back by their generosity, and I want to continue to build this relationship. In an administration, the Sikh community would absolutely be involved in my administration, because there are people that are part of this state. New Jersey is the most diverse state in the entire country. Absolutely. And that's what actually makes us great, because we feed off of each other. We learn from each other. and it really makes you a more rounded person. And again, one of the best things that happened to me is when the Sikh leaders walked into my office that day, and I had never really had any interaction until then. So it's been a really good, positive feeling going forward. I actually appointed a committee of Sikh leaders throughout the state to advise me on issues. So, like I said, this is a real relationship and a friendship that is not going to go away.
Once again, Mr. Sweeney, you've talked about the close ties you have with this community, and New Jersey is such a diverse state. The Sikhs are part of that fabric of diversity. In fact, the Sikh community has been a part of America's history for over 100 years. But sometimes it is sad to see that there isn't necessarily a seat at the table. We love saying on this program, if you don't have a seat at the table, chances are you're on the menu. But you, alongside the Sikh community in Jersey, are working to change that. We've seen that in the past as well. Be an example for other states. Harjinder Singh ji, I would love for you to share with us some examples of how jo mate New Jersey de vich, jo initiatives New Jersey de vich ਅੱਗੇ ਵਧੇ ਹਨ, ਪਾਸ ਕੀਤੇ ਗਏ ਹਨ ਪੱਕੇ ਤੌਰ ਤੇ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ official record ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਦਾਖਲ ਕੀਤਾ ਗਿਆ, ਕੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਵੱਡਾ impact ਨੇਸ਼ਨ ਵਾਈਡ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਦੀ empowerment ਅਤੇ upliftment ਲਈ?
Aashmeeta, thank you for inviting me to your program. I want to speak mixed in English and Punjabi so that Senator Sweeney can understand and also our audience can catch up with what we are talking about. I think most of the Sikhs in New Jersey and even nationally, know Steve because of what he did since 2018, which he was referring to कि ਅਸੀਂ 2018 ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਪਹਿਲੀ ਵਾਰੀ a delegation of 6 Sikhs went, although we were his constituents, we had never met him. So we went to his office, we talked about things, and Senator Sweeney, at that time, Senate President, was very upfront. He said, look, I understand your problem. Tell me what you want me to do. I said, look, ਅਸੀਂ ਸੜਕਾਂ ਤੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ and people call us Osama.
Yeah.
And not that we are against any religion or any community, but we don't want to be misunderstood, okay? So if we can do something which can promote, enhance ਸਾਡੀ identity, ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਦੀ identity ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈ ਉਹਨੂੰ establish ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾਵੇ as standalone, not as confused as a Muslim or a Hindu or anybody else, okay? So Senator Sweeney ਨੇ ਦੋ ਕੰਮ ਕੀਤੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਿ as a Senate President, as a long-standing Senate President, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਿ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ, he himself introduced the bills, okay? ਇੱਕ bill ਸੀ to declare April 14th as Sikh Day, which is the foundation of Khalsa, as you know, ਵਿਸਾਖੀ ਤੇ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਦਾ Guru Gobind Singh ਨੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸੀ ਖਾਲਸੇ ਦੀ ਸਥਾਪਨਾ ਕੀਤੀ ਸੀ. The second thing was to recognize a month, okay, so that people can learn about Sikhism. We can teach about Sikhism in schools, or institutions. So I think this is the biggest favor he did to us. And I was telling him last night, okay, when we met at the fundraiser, that, hey, you can ask all the people who are gathered over there, and everybody is saying we don't have any identity issues anymore. And thanks to Senator Sweeney, Senate President Sweeney, for doing that. Baki, he mentioned about the genocide bill. ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਬੜੇ injustices ਹੋਏ ਨੇ. 84 ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ Golden Temple was attacked by Indian Army and tens of thousands of pilgrims, children, adults, older people, they were trapped and they were killed. And some of them were arrested and shot point blank. And because there was a martial law and curfew declared and the whole state of Punjab was kind of banned for media from any kind. So, ਜਿਹੜੀ 84 ਚ ਜੋ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਹੋਇਆ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ Indian government ਨੇ ਸਾਰੇ they probably kept that away because they control the media from rest of the world. And I think we needed a recognition from a superpower with states, okay, which can recognize that, hey, this is the injustice which was done to the Sikhs. We are very thankful to the senator that he introduced that bill, which was passed unanimously and which condemned the 1984 anti-Sikh violence as Sikh genocide. So both thankful now. We are very thankful to Senator for doing that. And I think Senator has established very strong relationship with Sikhs at this point. And I think we want to continue.
I have to comment here, Harjinder Singh ji. The history of Sikhs, whether it is abroad or in the United States, is plagued with injustice. You're right, but this country, is built on freedom of religion, on everyone who is living here having the right to exist and practice their religion freely. And so once again, Senator Sweeney, we appreciate your help in this regard. The Sikh community certainly appreciates your help in this regard. And once again, that's made evident by the fundraiser, the donation that was made at yesterday's event. Everyone came together despite it being Super Bowl Sunday. Senator Sweeney, I have to ask, New Jersey is such an economic powerhouse, and so many of the Sikh community members themselves are entrepreneurs, business owners. They've done very well for themselves in the state of New Jersey, working hand in hand with electeds like you. Should you be elected governor, what kind of facilities, what kind of economic strategies would you employ to continue New Jersey's place as a leader in the U.S. overall economy, as well as opening doors for more entrepreneurship to flourish within the state?
Well, we've done a few things recently that I was involved with. Having the lowest tax rate on sports betting, having lower taxes brings business. It makes sense, right? So New Jersey is now the #1 sports betting capital in the nation because we have the lowest tax in the nation. And when we legalized marijuana, we made sure New Jersey had the lowest tax rate on marijuana because we want people working in the industry. We want people buying it legally. So focusing on affordability, #1, because Sikhs are no different than anyone else in the state. It's expensive, and we need to really get control of the costs and regulation. We have too much regulation. They regulate and then regulate on top of that. We got to streamline the way you can do business in New Jersey so that you can actually stay here and prosper. If businesses are doing well, we're doing well. That's how I look at it. So it's a partnership, and we have to make sure that we do our end in trying to control cost.
That's really great to hear that you have this outlook going forward with this race. Harjinder Singh ji, you as well as the rest of the Sikh leadership once again made this really sizable donation. I'd like for you to tell us a little bit about it. We have some scenes from the event itself yesterday, jo assi viewers de naal share karange. Is segment to baad we're going to share them with viewers after this segment. But I'd love for you to tell us a little bit of who was there, what took place, and especially about the donation, because it's so important that our community doesn't just support candidates by showing up to events, listening to their speeches, but also financially support candidates that are supporting the community. Harjinder Singh ji?
You want me to continue? Okay, I thought you want to take a break. Okay.
Oh, no, right. Please. Tell us about the event yesterday, who was there, and especially the big check.
Okay, well, before I get into that, I want to add to what Senator Sweeney was telling you, that why he should be the governor. If we talked about what the connection with Sikhs, but Senator Sweeney has the most extensive governmental experience in the state of the candidates which are right now in the field. He has a statewide face, which everybody recognizes. He has dealt with during his long tenure as Senate President with several governors, okay, be it Republican, be it Democrat. He has a bipartisan approach. He's a real life, realistic guy with a realistic approach to solve the problem. And I've seen that. He has done that with Chris Christie, he has done with Phil Murphy, and I think he used that experience as a governor to promote the New Jersey as the -- 1 state in the country. Now, talking about the fundraiser, I think we set a target, and I think set a target that we're going to raise $100,000, and we were able to achieve that. And we had about 70 people in a crowded room over there, and the Sikhs from across the state, North, Central, South Jersey, all the Sikh leaders, okay, we just invited the Sikh leaders to come over there. And they were very, very happy to come and meet the senator and support him with their contributions, and also give their personal thanks to what he has done for the community. And I think there's a New Jersey Sikhs committee, which Senator was talking about when he was Senate President. There's 5 Sikhs in that. They are from all the different regions of the New Jersey, like Yadvinder Singh from North Jersey in Glen Rock area, Harjinder Singh Kail from Oakland, and Satnam Singh Vick from Carteret area, and Rajpinder Badesha from Central Jersey, Burlington area, and myself, Harjinder Singh, representing the South Jersey. So I think that committee works with the legislature. We used to work with the Senator Sweeney when he was Senate President. Now we work with his successor, okay, and we try to accomplish things so that the Sikh interests are protected in the legislature, and we can get the proper legislations through. So now other people who were there were numerous Sikh leaders, okay, which are not part of this, but they are part of 12 gurdwaras now across the state, and they were all represented over there. And I'm glad that Senator could make it, and he spent a lot of time with them and answered all the questions. And you probably have the videos because your channel was there, taking all the information, and hopefully, okay, you will be able to digest it and show it to the audience.
Absolutely. In fact, Harjinder Singh ji, like you mentioned, we do have scenes from this event that took place yesterday, where all of these people mentioned Sikh leaders from across the state of New Jersey, as well as outside of Jersey, who are working to politically advance various Sikh objectives.
Aashmeeta, I want to mention a couple other names, okay, which were very important, okay. You know Jigraj Singh Garewal. He was the big help, okay, in arranging this fundraiser. Dr. Prithpal Singh of American Sikh Caucus Committee, who's the founder of U.S. Congressional Sikh Caucus. He came especially from California because California modeled the same genocide bill which Senator passed over here in New Jersey, and then they were able to get that through over there too. And also we had Dr. Chima from United Kingdom, who is the member of United Nations Global Human Rights and Prevention of Genocide Committee. So we have very well represented Sikh community who just came to this fundraiser to thank Senator for what he has done for Sikhs. And we want, okay, as a future governor of New Jersey, he will continue to work with our community so that we can get our causes, our issues resolved and move forward.
It's like they say, if you uplift minorities, you uplift all of society. Senator Steve Sweeney, it's really commendable to see the work that you've done with the minority community, the Sikh community in Jersey, to do exactly that. And to that end, I have to ask in closing, can you please share with us a call to action for our viewers that are watching that often hear about these races, but maybe feel that, you know, they don't need to get involved. Especially leading into this election year. There's so many important races up and down the ballot. I'd love to get a call to action from you to get our community more involved in this process.
Well, listen, if you want to get something done, you need your people to be registered to vote. They need to go out and vote for the people that support you and your community. Because sitting back, if you just sit back, you're going to wind up with the same things that you always get. So you can either complain about things, you could, like I got started because I have a daughter with disability. I decided not to complain. I decided to do something. And that's what we're asking people to do in this community. If you want change, if you want recognition, if you want to have a seat at the table, you need to register to vote. And not just register, you need to vote. Control your own future by voting. It makes all the difference in the world.
It sure does. And once again, arguably the most important right granted to American citizens is their right to cast a vote. Thank you so much for your time, gentlemen. Once again, former State Senator Steve Sweeney, candidate for Governor of New Jersey, and Harjinder Singh representing the Sikh Coordination Committee East Coast, and speaking on behalf of all the individuals that came out to support Senator Sweeney in yesterday's epic fundraiser. We have some scenes we're going to show our viewers, but thank you so much to you both for taking some time out today. And Senator Sweeney, we wish you the best of luck in this race.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Aashmeeta. Thank you.
ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਇਸ ਇਵੈਂਟ ਤੋਂ ਕੁਝ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸੀਨਸ ਦਿਖਾਉਂਦੇ ਆ ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਇਕੱਠੀ ਹੋਈ, ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਉਹਨੇ ਇਹ ਫੰਡਰੇਜ਼ਰ ਕੀਤਾ ਸੈਨੇਟਰ ਸਟੀਵ ਸਵੀਨੀ ਲਈ, ਜੋ ਕਿ ਗਵਰਨਰ ਦੀ ਰੇਸ ਲਈ ਖੜੇ ਹੋਏ ਹਨ। ਆਉਣ ਵਾਲੀ ਗਵਰਨਰ ਰੇਸ ਦੇ ਕੈਂਡੀਡੇਟ ਲਈ ਡੈਮੋਕ੍ਰੈਟਿਕ ਕੈਂਡੀਡੇਟ ਸਟੀਵ ਸਵੀਨੀ, ਜੋ ਕਿ ਫਾਰਮਰਲੀ ਨਿਊ ਜਰਸੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਟੇਟ ਸੈਨੇਟਰ ਰਹਿ ਚੁੱਕੇ ਹਨ, ਸੈਨੇਟ ਪ੍ਰੈਜ਼ੀਡੈਂਟ ਰਹਿ ਚੁੱਕੇ ਹਨ, ਅਤੇ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਦੇ ਹੱਕਾਂ ਲਈ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਬਿਲਸ ਪਾਸ ਕੀਤੇ ਆ। ਖਾਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਵੇਖਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਿੱਖ ਡੇ ਅਪ੍ਰੈਲ 14 ਡਿਕਲੇਅਰ ਕਰਨਾ ਨਿਊ ਜਰਸੀ ਸਟੇਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, 1984 ਜੈਨੋਸਾਈਡ ਬਿੱਲ ਡਿਕਲੇਅਰ ਕਰਨਾ ਸਟੇਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਇਹੋ ਜਿਹੇ ਕੰਮ ਸਟੀਵ ਸਵੀਨੀ ਦੀ ਅਗਵਾਈ ਹੇਠ ਹੋਏ ਹਨ। ਅਤੇ ਜਿਸ ਫੰਡਰੇਜ਼ਰ ਇਵੈਂਟ ਦੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਹੁਣੇ ਹੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਕੇ ਹਟੇ ਹਾਂ ਸੈਨੇਟਰ ਸਟੀਵ ਸਵੀਨੀ ਅਤੇ ਹਰਜਿੰਦਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ, ਉਹਦੇ ਹੁਣ ਕੁਝ ਨਜ਼ਰੀਏ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਦਿਖਾਉਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਚੱਲਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਨਿਊ ਜਰਸੀ।
Honestly, this is a great honor, and I can't thank you enough for helping me with this campaign. As I said to some people earlier, I really didn't know the Sikh community. I'm going to be honest with you. We didn't have any interaction. We never spoke. And one day, a few people from the Sikh community said, we want to meet. And, you know, it's a little nerve-wracking when you really don't know someone and you're meeting someone and you don't know what they're about, what their concerns or issues are. But after the meeting, I was just so surprised. My eyes were open that this is a community of really good people, caring people that love.
First of all, thank you everyone for coming here and support our new governor, and definitely he will be one. I appreciate everybody for your efforts, support. Now next step, what we have to do, we have to call our local community to vote in primary.
Yes.
For Sweeney. That's our next step.
Let me first of all thank you for standing up, taking this position. So as all the friends said, we are with you, we will be with you. And you are our next governor of this state. And we really think that in the whole of the nation, as my brother said, that we are taking that resolution to every state and their president. And it's a great help to us.
I never met you before, but I'm really honored to see you here today. What you did for this community which has been persecuted. And I always wonder why it was. Then It was no surprise to me this afternoon to know that you have a bit of Irish blood in you. Because once you were persecuted, the community of Irish were called terrorists. Once they survived religious persecution, state tyranny in Ireland, and they moved here. So it runs in your blood to support the people who face tyranny, state oppression, and all sorts of problems. And these are people who come from agrarian background like Ben has.
I believe the best way to move forward for our community is to be partner in the different aspects of the system and obviously the administrations. And I believe, we hope and wish you all the best. We're from Northern Jersey. We can arrange something for you as well in the coming times. It's a tough race, I know. North always hold us way. Yeah, but we'll do our best.
All the best from our side. Look at all these people, they come here today. It's not a small achievement. No. It really tells that Sikh community is more than 100% with you. This is not just the cream of the state anyway. Not on the state, actually, of the United States. Everybody knows in different states also. And everybody has different specialty, different experience, different kind of education. But bottom line is our heart is very soft. We are very, very God-fearing and committed. So we commit to you unconditionally that we will make you the governor next time. And God bless you.
Go ahead, he's gonna win, and he's the guy between the line. He knows what he's doing, so support him. So I came over here, so as everybody said, you're gonna win. We have all of our support with you.
I just want to ask you that please go through the internet and read about the Sikh kingdom. His name was Maharaja Ranjit Singh. He was the king. And then the kingship he had is not for himself only. He was a Sikh by religion, but he had all faiths of life at that time. That was about 200 years ago, a little bit more than about 300 years ago when he was the king. So he has not only represented the Sikh nation, but he also represented the other communities who were living there. So we are trying to create a same kingdom again, where not only the Sikhs can live in peace, but also the other communities that could be represented. And we will be a state who will stand up for the downtrodden and for the weaker people.
When we're going to support our candidates and they know who we are, and then we get our share. We start this now, 2015. And 2015 we met in 18. And now, same thing what we have in Pennsylvania, Gloucester County, Camden County, Ivory, all those state rep and senator know us now because of Steve. We want to get something done, we go to them, they just listen to us. So Steve, we want to thank you, and we going to really hope that you become a governor. We want that because this community was born in 1699 based on the principles. And those principles are very like Republican, Democrat, the main core, and they were, look, Nikki Haley's name is, she's one of us. She's from one of us. Her name is Namar Tarundava. Her father is a Turban Sikh. So in the future, our generation, our young generation is going to grow and they're going to be a part of the politics. And we're going to support you. And what you, Pat, and you have done, we appreciate, and we're going to work hard with you. And you'll be the next governor. Thank you.
And what I've learned over this now decade and a half is that he is, as he said, most importantly, a man of his word. And in this game, when you're governing, that's everything. I believe, as I think you do too, it's everything in life. Because if you know you can depend on me, If I say I will do something, that's the most important thing. And this is a man who, no matter what, he told the one story about Warren Wallace. He will do what he says he's going to do, and he fights for those who don't have a voice or don't have a loud enough voice. He got into politics because he wanted to improve the situation with people with disabilities because of his personal situation with a daughter with disabilities. And look what he has done in this region now. Second to none. He made Rowan University what it is. Let's be real. Because at the end of the day, you have to have money to make things like that happen. And who knows what Rowan is going to be eventually. So that's why he has always had my support, will have my support forever. And there's a lot of Republicans that represent the next governor.
Today we are keeping our word, and we will, that we can, as Mama said before, that we can cut off our head, but we will support everyone, and today we will support you no matter what, and we wish you best for the election.
Okay. On the behalf of New Jersey Sikhs Committee, we are glad, we are proud to hand over the checks for Steve Sweeney for next governor of New Jersey for $100,000.
And we wish you Jubilee or governor.
Bole so nihal.
Once again ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪ ਵੇਖਿਆ ਕਿ ਸਿੱਖ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਕਿੱਥੋਂ ਦੂਰੋਂ ਇਕੱਠੀ ਹੋਈ ਨਿਊ ਜਰਸੀ ਦੀ ਸਾਰੀ ਲੀਡਰਸ਼ਿਪ ਮੌਜੂਦ ਸੀਗੀ ਇਸ ਫੰਡਰੇਜ਼ਰ ਲਈ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਅੰਦਾਜ਼ਾ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਹੈ ਇਹੋ ਜਿਹੇ ਐਕਸ਼ਨ ਸਾਡੀ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਕਿ ਜਦੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਪੋਲੀਟੀਕਲ ਆਵਾਜ਼ ਆਪਣੀ ਪੋਲੀਟੀਕਲ ਸਟਰੈਂਥ ਬਾਰੇ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਸਿਰਫ ਇਲੈਕਸ਼ਨਸ ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਜਾਣਕਾਰੀ ਜਾਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਟੀਵੀ 'ਤੇ ਸੁਣ ਕੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਖਬਰ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਡਿਸਕਸ ਕਰਨਾ ਇਨਫ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ ਵੋਟ ਕਰਨ ਲਈ ਰਜਿਸਟਰ ਕਰੋ ਕੈਂਡੀਡੇਟਸ ਬਾਰੇ ਰਿਸਰਚ ਕਰੋ ਐਂਡ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਕੇਪੇਬਲ ਹੋਏ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਤੱਕ ਹੱਦ ਹੋਏ ਉੱਥੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਫਾਈਨੈਂਸ਼ੀਅਲੀ ਵੀ ਸਪੋਰਟ ਕਰੋ ਬਿਕਾਜ਼ ਐਟ ਦੀ ਐਂਡ ਆਫ ਦ ਡੇ money makes the world go round.